Misunderstood Shark, written by Amy Dykman, illustrated by Scott Magoon. Here we go. Underwater World with Bob, broadcasting live in 3, 2, 1. Hey, who did this? Misunderstood Shark, starring Shark. Hello, people. Today on Underwater World with Bob, fun facts about shark. Shark! The people are watching. Don't eat that fish in front of the people. The people can see me. You misunderstood. I wasn't gonna eat him. I was just showing him my new tooth. Fun fact about that, sharks can grow and lose 30,000 teeth in their lifetime. Can I faint now? 30,000? Shark's tooth fairy must be exhausted. Fine, Shark. Maybe you weren't going to eat that fish. Shark? Where's Shark? Oh, no. Shark! Not the baby seal! Don't eat the baby seal in front of the people! The people? You misunderstood! I wasn't gonna eat her. I was just helping her find her family. Thanks, Mr. Shark. You're my favorite. You're my favorite too. Fun fact about that. A great white shark can eat 22,000 pounds of food in a year, and seals are their favorite. What did the shark say after he met a seal? Burp. People, I may have misunderstood Shark. Shark? Where's Shark now? What is it, Shark? Sniff. What do you smell, Shark? Tell us what you smell, Shark. I smell blood. Oh, fun fact about that. Some sharks can smell a single drop of blood in 1,000,000 drops of water. Forget the fact he smells blood. Get out of his way. No, Shark! Don't eat the people in front of the people! Blood, 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 blood! I brought boo-boo strips! Shark! Run for your lives! Wait. I was just trying to help, but the people misunderstood me too. The ocean gets its saltiness from the tears of misunderstood sharks. I read that somewhere. All 3 of my little squid hearts are breaking. I wasn't gonna eat the people. I wasn't even gonna bite them a little. People, I know sharks can seem scary, but you're actually thousands of times more likely to be bitten by another person than bitten by a shark. That's a fact. People bite each other? Maybe they taste like chicken. And there you have it, folks. Sharks really are just misunderstood. I need a hug. Don't look at us when it comes to hugs. Squid stink. 'cause if you squeeze us, we ink." "I suppose I could." "Hug time! This is nice. This is nice. You smell good. Uh-oh, I can't watch." Gulp. "You ate me! I can't believe you really ate me in front of the people." "You misunderstood again. I didn't eat you. I'm just playing hide and seek with you. Wanna play?" Ah! Goodbye, people. Tune in next time for more fun facts and an inside view of our underwater world. When you talk, it tickles. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. See you later, alligator. Clark the Shark, written by Bruce Hale, illustrated by Guy Francis. In all the wide blue seas, in all the wide blue world, the top school for fish was Theodore Roosterfish Elementary. And of all the fish at Theodore Roosterfish, the biggest and the strongest was Clark the Shark. Clark loved school, and he loved his teacher, Mrs. Inkydink. He loved to play upsy-downsy and spin-em-a-jig with his friends. Clark loved his life. "School is awesome!" shouted Clark the Shark. "Less shouting, more reading," said Mrs. Inkydink. "Lunchtime is sweet!" yelled Clark the Shark. "Munch your own lunch," said his best friend Joey Mackerel. "Recess rocks!" bellowed Clark the Shark. "You are playing rough, Clark," cried the other kids. Yes, Clark loved his life with all of his sharky heart, but he loved everything way too much. He was too loud, he was too wild, he was just too much shark for the other fish to handle. After a while, no one would play with Clark. No one ate lunch with him. No one sat with him at circle time. Even his best friend, Joey Mackerel, said, "Cool your jets, Clark. You're making me crazy." One day, Clark asked Mrs. Inkydink, "What's wrong with everyone?" Mrs. Inkydink patted his fin. "Clark, sometimes you play too hard. You munch too hard, and gosh, you even help too hard. But life is so exciting," said Clark. "There's a time and a place for everything," said Mrs. Inkydink. "And sometimes the rule is stay cool." At recess, Clark tried to stay cool, but he pushed the swing with too much zing. "Sorry," said Clark. "I forgot." "Yikes!" cried Joey Mackerel. At lunch, Clark tried to stay cool, but everything smelled so good that he munched a bunch of lunches. "Sorry," said Clark. "I forgot." "We're starving," said his friends. In class, Clark tried to stay cool, but a good book got him all shook up. "Now, Clark," said Mrs. Inky-Dink, "this isn't the time or the place. Tell me, what's the rule?" "Stay cool," said Clark. "Hey, that rhymes," he cried. Then Clark got a big idea in his sharky head. "Maybe if I make a rhyme, I'll remember every time," he thought. The next day, he put his plan to work. In class, when lessons got exciting, Clark wanted to bounce up out of his seat. Instead, he told himself, "When teacher's talking, don't go walking." And what do you know? It worked! "Attaboy, Clark," said Mrs. Inky-Dink. Clark smiled. Lessons are fun. At lunch, everything smelled so yummy. When Clark wanted to eat and never stop, he told himself, "Only munch your own lunch." And it worked again. "Way to go, Clark," said his friends. Clark grinned. Lunch is fun. At playtime, Clark told himself, "Easy does it. That's the way. Then my friends will let me play." And playtime was fun. Once more, Clark loved his life. But then a shadow fell across the playground. A ginormous shadow with tentacles galore. "It's a new kid, and he looks scary," cried Joey Mackerel. "Swim for your lives!" The squid squashed the slide, and it snapped off the swings. "Oops, my bad," said the new kid. "Wait," said Clark. "He just wants to play. Let's find a way." And he swam at the new kid with all his might. Clark played harder than he ever had before. Upsy-downsy and spin-em-a-jig. Why, he even made up a new game, Tail-wumpa-lumpus. "Wow, that was fun," said the new kid breathlessly, and he settled down. "If you want to come to school, you've got to stay cool," said Clark. "That's right, Clark," said Mrs. Inky-Dink. "And thanks for taking care of our new classmate, Sid the Squid." "Hooray for Clark the Shark!" everyone cheered. That night, Clark's mother asked, "What did you learn at school, dear?" "There's a time and a place for everything," Clark said. "Sometimes you stay cool. But sometimes a shark's gotta do what a shark's gotta do." Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. See you later, alligator. If Sharks Disappeared by Lily Williams. This is a healthy ocean. It's a balanced environment where many different animals and plants thrive. The ocean is home to a lot of creatures. Big, small, slimy, cute, and scary. Sharks have helped keep our oceans balanced for about 450 million years. Over that time, they evolved into the more than 400 different species that exist today. Sharks are apex predators, which means they are at the top of the food chain in their ecosystem, The ocean. Losing an apex predator species can cause devastating effects in an environment. Today, roughly between 1/4 and 1/3 of shark species are vulnerable to extinction because of overfishing. What could happen if this continues and sharks disappear altogether? If sharks disappeared, the ocean would no longer be balanced. Although different species have different diets, most sharks typically eat sick, slow, or weak prey, leaving the healthy animals to reproduce. If sharks disappeared, the populations of seals, sea lions, and other pinnipeds would potentially explode. At higher populations, they would eat more and more fish, and eventually, once there were any fish left, they'd starve and die out as well. If fish and pinnipeds disappeared, plankton, which is what many fish that are lower on the food chain eat, could quickly grow out of control. That could make the ocean a thick sludge. Nothing could survive in this water. If the ocean became unlivable, many species of land animals that rely on the ocean for food, such as seabirds and polar bears, could starve and die out. The loss of those animals could cause still more species farther inland to die out. This pattern of cause and effect, called a trophic cascade, could spread like a wave across countries and continents until animals around the globe were affected, from bees to birds to bears, and eventually to us. All species depend on one another to survive by keeping our planet's ecosystems in balance. And luckily, today, sharks still exist. Sharks inhabit all the oceans on Earth. If we remember that we are all connected, and if we work together, sharks and our whole planet as we know it will thrive, and maybe we'll see that what once seemed so scary isn't so scary after all. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. See you later, alligator. Shark Lady, the true story of how Eugenie Clark became the ocean's most fearless scientist. Written by Jess Keating. Illustrations by Marta Alvarez Miguens. It was Saturday, and Eugenie wanted to stay at the aquarium forever. She wanted to smell the damp, salty air and stare at the glittery rainbow of fish. She wanted to keep watching her favorite animals, the sharks. Eugenie pretended she was walking on the bottom of the sea. What would it be like to swim with her sharks? To breathe underwater with gills of her own? More than anything, she wanted to find out. When the summer came, Eugenie's mother took her to swim at the beach in Atlantic City. Stuffing sticky gum into her ears to keep the water out, Eugenie dove down, down, down. The salt stung her eyes, but she didn't want to miss a single fish. Constellations of sea stars speckled the pebbled sand. She imagined a silvery fin standing strong on her back, slicing through the ocean current. To others, sharks were ugly and scary, but Eugenie knew they were beautiful. As she glided through the cool water, she wished everyone could see sharks through her eyes. But the sharks were only in her mind, for now. Eugenie decided to learn everything she could about them. This time into books. Whale sharks, nurse sharks, tiger sharks, lemon sharks. Eugenie wanted to know about them all. She also joined the Queens County Aquarium Society as its youngest member. Eugenie's notebooks filled with sharks. They swam in her daydreams and on the margins of her pages. At home, Eugenie's mother surprised her with an aquarium of her own. A 15-gallon tank was much too small for sharks, but Eugenie saved her allowance to buy guppies, clownfish, and coral red snails. It felt as big as an ocean in her room. Their small apartment became an aquarium, a laboratory, and a sanctuary. As she grew older, many were still telling Eugenie what to do. Forget those sharks. Be a secretary. Be a housewife. Eugenie wanted to study zoology, but some of her professors thought women weren't smart enough to be scientists or brave enough to explore the oceans. And they said sharks were mindless monsters. Eugenie knew better. Her dream was as big as a whale shark. So again, Eugenie dove. She plunged into every course she could. Her laboratory became her home. From sunrise to sunset, she studied how fish grow, how they behave, and how they were put together, both inside and out. Despite all of the people who didn't believe in her, Eugenie was becoming one of the smartest students in her field. Even after she earned her degree, many still doubted her. But Eugenie's work was just beginning. Eager to make discoveries of her own, Eugenie finally dove into the open ocean. In the Red Sea, Eugenie collected hundreds of fish, including 3 new species that had not been discovered before: Red Sea sand diver, barred xenia pipefish, volcano tripplefin. On a research mission exploring the Palau Islands, Eugenie was diving alone when she encountered her first ever wild shark. She wasn't afraid. Instead, she thought it was beautiful. In Isla Mujeres, she dispelled the myth that sharks must keep moving to stay alive when she swam through dark caves, still and silent, full of resting sharks. Eugenie's daring heart grew bolder with each dive. Soon they began to call her Shark Lady. Eugenie had proven she was smart enough to be a scientist and brave enough to explore the oceans. As her courage grew, she began to love and understand her beloved sharks more and more. But she never forgot many still believed that sharks were mindless killers. Because of their scary reputation, humans were hunting sharks all over the world. Eugenie knew that sharks weren't stupid or mean. She was determined to prove everyone wrong. Eugenie fished through her mind and devised a brilliant experiment. Could she train a shark the way a person trains a dog? Were sharks much smarter than anyone knew? They were. Eugenie was the first scientist in the world to train sharks and even learned they could remember their training for at least 2 months after. Sharks were not mindless killers. Sharks were beautiful. Sharks were smart. They deserved to be studied, protected, and loved. And Eugenie's dream was now a dream come true. Eugenie Clark Timeline. May 4th, 1922. Eugenie is born in New York. Her mother, Yumiko, was of Japanese descent. Her American father, Charles Clark, passed away before Eugenie was 2 years old. 1931. Eugenie visits the New York Aquarium at Battery Park and sees living sharks for the first time. Eugenie's mother buys her a 15-gallon aquarium as an early Christmas present. 1942. Eugenie earns her Bachelor of Arts in Zoology from Hunter College. 1946. Eugenie earns her master's degree in zoology. 1950. Eugenie becomes Dr. Eugenie Clark, earning her doctorate in zoology and a scholarship to study fish in the Red Sea. 1953. Eugenie publishes her first book, Lady with a Spear. 1959. Eugenie discovers the belted sandfish, a species of fish that can change its sex in as little as 10 seconds. Eugenie's groundbreaking work on lemon sharks is published. She is the first scientist to train sharks to push a target or ring a bell to receive food. 1968 to 1969. Eugenie becomes a professor of zoology at the University of Maryland. Eugenie publishes a second book of her adventures called The Lady and the Sharks. Eugenie begins writing columns and articles for National Geographic magazine. Eugenie discovers the Moses sole, produces toxins that repel sharks. 1973. Eugenie enters an underwater cave in the Yucatan Peninsula, full of resting sharks. She is the first to study them. 1981. Eugenie hitches a ride on the back of a whale shark. 1983. Egypt's first national park, the Ras Mohammed National Park, is established partly due to Eugenie's work in the area. She is a strong advocate for conservation and loves the beauty and diversity of the Red Sea. 1986. Eugenie dives deep on her first trip in a submersible. In her life, she will make over 70 submersible dives to explore the ocean. These trips take her up to 12,000 feet deep. 1999. Eugenie moves to Sarasota with her family and begins working at the Mote Marine Laboratory. 2004. Eugenie injures her ankle on a diving expedition and is seen by doctors. They discover she has lung cancer and she is treated with chemotherapy. May 2014. Eugenie celebrates her 92nd birthday by scuba diving with a group of divers in Jordan and Israel. February 25th, 2015. Eugenie Clark passes away in her home in the company of her family. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. See you later, alligator. The Three Little Fish and the Big Bad Shark by Ken Geist and Julia Gorton. Once upon a time, there lived a mama fish and her 3 little fish, Jim, Tim, and Kim. "It is now time," said the mama, "for each of you to make a home in the deep blue sea." So off they went. The first little fish, named Jim, swam away and met a seahorse playing in some seaweed. "Can I have some of the seaweed so I can build a house?" "Take as much as you can carry," said the seahorse. Jim gathered the seaweed and made a weedy little house. Jim had just finished building his seaweed house when he heard the big bad shark knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in." The little fish trembled and replied, "Not by the skin on my finny fin fin." "Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. So the big bad shark munched and he crunched and he ate up every bit of the seaweed house, and Jim swam away just in time. Soon Jim found his brother. Tim said, "Don't worry, Jim, we fish stick together. You can help me build a sandy little house." Jim and Tim had just started to relax in the sandy little house when the big, bad shark came knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in." To which the brave little fish replied, "Not by the skin of my finny fin fin." "Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. So the big bad shark munched and he crunched until he got a sandy mouthful, and the house crumbled. Jim and Tim swam and swam until they reached their sister, Kim. Kim was setting up her house in an old wooden ship. "The big bad shark destroyed our houses." "Don't worry, you can live with me," said Kim, and they did. The 3 little fish had just finished lunch when they heard the big bad shark knocking at their door. Little fish, let me come in." To which the smart fish replied, "Not by the skin on my finny fin fin." "Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. The big bad shark munched and he crunched, but he could not smash the house in, and all his teeth fell out. The 3 little fish were safe at last. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. See you later, alligator. Nugget and Fang, Friends Forever, or Snack Time, by Tammy Sauer and Michael Slack. In the deep, deep ocean lived 2 best friends, Nugget and Fang. They did everything together. They swam over, glug. They swam under, glug, glug. They swam all around, glug, glug, glug. Life was close to perfect. Until it was time for Nugget to go to school. On Monday, Nugget was busy with reading. Today's story is about 3 little minnows and a big, bad shark. A big, bad shark? Ha! Said Nugget. Impossible. Nugget was busy with math. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. But what if there were 10 minnows and a shark came along and ate 4 of them? How many minnows are left? Is this a trick question? A shark would never do that, said Nugget. And Nugget was busy with science. Sharks are scary. Here's the proof. Marine food chain. Shark. The stuff on that poster isn't true, said Nugget. My best friend is a shark. Have you lost your gills? Sharks and minnows can't be friends. Hello, sharks eat minnows. Nugget was shocked and apparently delicious. That afternoon, Nugget explained it all to Fang. Sharks are toothy, sharks are scary. Sharks and minnows can't be friends. Sounds fishy to me, said Fang. It's true, see, said Nugget. He held up his test. Then he swam far, far away. Fang's heart sank. There was nothing he could do about being toothy, but he needed his best buddy back. He had to prove he wasn't scary. On Tuesday, Minnie Minnows had a surprise visitor. A very big surprise visitor. The visitor gave Nugget his friendliest smile. Shark! Swim for your lives! Oh, my algae, said Nugget. It's Fang. On Wednesday, Fang tried a different approach. Dear Nugget, I'd love to have you over for dinner. Sincerely, Fang. He wants to eat you for dinner? Holy mackerel, said Nugget. On Thursday, Fang tried everything he could think of. A tattoo, a special delivery. You're fantastic. A song and dance, but nothing worked. On Friday, Fang was out of ideas. All alone, he swam over. Blub. He swam under. Blub, blub. He swam all around. Blub, blub, swoop. Life was not even close to perfect. Fang was so busy boo-hooing, he didn't notice a net drop down, 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 right on the mini minnows. Oh no! I feel seasick. We're the catch of the day! The net pulled up, up, up. Somebody help! Fang squinted. Nugget? He had to do something, but what? Fang fanned his gills. He wrung his fins. Then, ping! Fang had a plan. Danger, shark sighted, big sharp teeth. Fang's big sharp teeth chomped. Fang's big sharp teeth chewed. Fang saved the mini minnows. All the minnows stared. I know, said Fang. I'm toothy, too scary, too shark. Wait! Nugget swam toward Fang. There were 10 minnows, he said, and a very special shark came along. How many friends are there all together? There was only one answer. In the deep, deep ocean lived 11 friends. They swam over, glug. They swam under, glug, glug. They swam all around, glug, glug, glug. And everyone was all smiles, especially you know who. Fang's food chain. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. Sharks by Gail Gibbons. Sharks live in oceans. They are fish. There are about 350 different kinds of sharks. There are small sharks, big sharks, and huge sharks. The first sharks lived more than 400 million years ago, 200 million years before dinosaurs walked the earth. Most of them were only about 3 feet long. Later, sharks grew to be bigger. Some were enormous. One of them was Carcharodon megalodon. Sharks are not like other fish. Fish have smooth scales. Sharks' bodies are covered with scales called denticles that have sharp little teeth in them. Most fish skeletons are made of bone. Shark skeletons are not made up of bone, but a softer elastic material called cartilage. Denticles. Pectoral fins balance and lift the shark. Pelvic fins. Dorsal fin. The caudal fin pushes the shark forward when it is moved back and forth. Sharks breathe by drawing water into their mouths as they swim. When the water passes the gills, it touches small blood vessels. These blood vessels take the oxygen from the water to keep the sharks alive. Unlike other fish, most sharks must keep moving to make the water flow over their gills. Sharks have 5 or 6 or 7 gill openings on each side. Other fish usually have 1 gill opening on each side. Sharks have sharp senses that work together. They have inner ears. Their ears are tubes running under their skin to their skulls. They can hear distant sounds, even a heartbeat. On the sides of their bodies are small holes called lateral line organs. They are sensitive to movement in the water and can help guide the shark to what is moving. Lateral line organs. Sharks can use electricity to hunt too. All living creatures in the water give off small electrical signals. Sharks have tiny holes in their faces called ampullae. They pick up the signals that guide the sharks in the right direction. Sharks also have a very good sense of smell. They can tell the direction a smell is coming from, sometimes a mile away. Ampullae. Sharks' eyes are sensitive to light. They can see things underwater where light is often dim. Sharks don't use their teeth for chewing. They use their teeth to tear, bite, and crush food. Most sharks have more than 4 rows of teeth. Their front teeth do all the work. When a shark loses a tooth, it will soon be replaced by a new one. New teeth move up from the second row. They replace worn out or missing teeth in the front row. The teeth in the third and fourth rows move forward too. Different sharks have teeth that are different sizes and shapes. Bull shark tooth, tiger shark tooth, mako shark tooth, great white shark tooth. Shark babies are born 2 ways. Some sharks lay tough, thorny-cased eggs on or near the bottom of the ocean. It takes a few weeks before the baby sharks chew their way out of the egg cases and swim away. Other sharks develop from eggs inside the mother's body. Usually, it takes about a year before these babies are born alive. Shark babies can care for themselves from the minute they are born. They are called pups. Here's the egg, and here's the pup. Most sharks are not dangerous. Of the 350 kinds of sharks, only about 30 species have been known to attack people. This rarely happens. When it does, it usually is because the shark has mistaken the movement of a person for the movement of a fish or something else it is hunting. The smallest shark is the dwarf shark. It is only 6 inches long. Sharks are different shapes and sizes. Bull sharks are about 10 feet long. They are fierce and aggressive. They've been known to attack people who are swimming. Bull sharks are the only kind of shark that can live in fresh water. On rare occasions, they are spotted swimming in rivers. Blue sharks usually live in deep waters. They migrate thousands of miles to have their babies and search for new food. Mako sharks can be up to 11 feet long and can swim as fast as 43 miles an hour. They can be dangerous. Tiger sharks can grow up to 17 feet long. They are often found in shallow water. Tiger sharks eat fish, seabirds, crabs, turtles, and even smaller sharks. They are one of the most dangerous sharks. The thresher shark can be up to 20 feet long. It has a very long, powerful tail. It eats small fish and usually doesn't bother people. Nurse sharks often hide in underwater caves and reefs for long periods of time. They have strong, blunt teeth. They eat fish, shrimp, lobster, sea urchins, and crabs. Hammerhead sharks can be almost 20 feet long and are strange looking. Their heads are flat and shaped like a double-headed hammer. They eat fish, squid, crabs, and stingrays. Hammerhead sharks live in shallow, warm waters and have been known to attack people. Great white sharks are famous for being the most dangerous and fiercest members of the shark family. They will eat large fish, other sharks, and even whales. It has very strong jaws and hundreds of teeth, sometimes 3 inches long. Each tooth has a sharp, jagged edge like a saw blade. The basking shark is very large and can grow to be about 35 feet long. It is slow-moving and generally harmless. It eats small animals and plant life called plankton. The basking shark likes to swim near the surface of the water, sometimes in large groups. The whale shark is the biggest fish that ever existed. It can be 60 feet long and weigh up to 15 tons. Although it is very strong and powerful, it eats only plankton and small fish. The whale shark never attacks people or even large fish. It swims slowly and lazily, usually just below the surface of the water. For many years, sharks have been fished and hunted by people. Before sandpaper was invented, people used shark skin to smooth and polish wood. Indians used sharp, hard shark teeth for arrowheads. Others use shark teeth for jewelry. Today, in some places, shark skin is used to make shoes, purses, and belts. Also, shark meat is used for food. There is sport fishing too. Some species have been fished and hunted to the point where there is concern about their survival. Sharks play an important role. Like all other ocean life, it is good to protect these mysterious and marvelous creatures and the sea in which they live. Scientists and people can learn a lot from studying sharks. To know about sharks is to admire and respect them. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. See you later, alligator. National Geographic Kids, Sharks by Anne Schreiber. Chomp. What is quick? What is quiet? What has 5 rows of teeth? What glides through the water? Chomp! It's a shark. Sharks live in all of Earth's oceans. They have been here for a long time. Sharks were here before dinosaurs. Oceanic white-tip shark. Word bites. Cartilage. Cartilage is light, strong, and rubbery. The tip of your nose is cartilage. Can you feel how soft it is? A shark is a fish, but a shark is not like other fish. Sharks do not have bones. They have soft cartilage instead. Cartilage helps sharks twist and turn. Cartilage helps sharks move and bend. Shark skin feels bumpy and rough. It's hard like sandpaper. It protects sharks and helps them swim faster. If a shark loses a tooth, a new one moves forward to take its place. Shark tail fins are larger on top. This helps them move through the water better. This is a photograph of a hammerhead shark. Shark pups. Shark babies are called pups. Some pups grow inside their mothers. Other pups hatch from eggs. Lemon shark pups grow inside their mothers. The lemon shark mother goes to shallow water to give birth. The pups stay near the shallow water until they are grown. These fish are called remoras. They hang around sharks and eat their leftovers. Okay. This right here is a lemon shark pup. This is the mama lemon shark. What do you call a shark baby from the Arctic? A pupsicle. Swell shark pups hatch from eggs. The mother sharks lay the eggs in hard cases. People call the case a mermaid's purse. Swell shark mothers lay up to 5 egg cases at a time. In 9 months, the swell shark pups are born. Swell shark pup, sneaking out right there. And this is a mermaid's purse. Pups grow up. Word bites. Predators. Animals that eat other animals. Prey. Animals that are eaten by other animals. When shark pups grow up, they are awesome predators. They have many ways to sense their prey. Did you know a shark can smell blood from miles away? It can smell 1 drop of blood in 25 million drops of ocean. This is a photograph of a nurse shark. Sharks can see better than humans can. Even in deep, dark water, a shark can see its prey. Sharks take a test bite of prey before eating. Their taste buds tell them if the prey is fat enough to eat. This is a photograph of a great white shark. Ready for a joke? What is a great white's favorite candy? A jawbreaker. What big teeth you have! Sharks have many rows of teeth. They are always losing some teeth. They are always growing new teeth. A shark uses up more than 10,000 teeth in its life. This is a sand tiger shark. Look at those sharp teeth. Do you see the several rows of teeth that they have? Different sharks have different teeth. Their teeth are perfect for what they eat. Long spiky teeth are for catching. Flat teeth are for grinding. Serrated teeth are for ripping. Word bites. Serrated. When something is serrated, it has a jagged edge like a saw blade. Word bites. Prehistoric. Prehistoric is a time before people wrote things down. Extinct. Extinct plants and animals are no longer alive on Earth. Wow, prehistoric sharks had really big teeth, up to 6 inches. Good thing these guys are extinct. This is a megalodon tooth. The megalodon is a prehistoric shark. Scientists made a life-sized model of the megalodon's jaw and put in the teeth they have found. You can imagine how big the shark must have been. Imagine this. A giant shark is gliding through the water. A swimmer is nearby. The shark gets closer. It is huge. It opens its giant mouth and sucks in a big mouthful of water. The swimmer is fine. The shark is a whale shark. Whale sharks are the biggest sharks, but they have tiny teeth. They eat tiny animals called plankton. This is a photograph of a whale shark. Blue ribbon sharks. There are about 375 different types of sharks. A hammerhead shark has a head shaped like a giant hammer. Its wide head is great for hunting. The spined pygmy shark is about 8 inches long. It has a glow-in-the-dark belly. Creepiest, the great white shark. When a great white bites its prey, its eyes roll back into its head. This protects its eyes. The fastest shark, the mako shark. The mako is the fastest shark. It can swim up to 20 miles per hour. Makos leap clear out of the water to catch prey. Are you ready for another joke? How did the hammerhead do on the test? He nailed it. Now you see them. Some sharks glow in the dark. Do you see something shiny in the water? Watch out! The tiny lantern shark is covered with a glow-in-the-dark slime. The lantern shark is a deep-sea shark. Many deep-sea animals glow. Scientists think glowing might help predators attract prey. Lantern shark. Now you don't. Most sharks are hard to see. They have a dark back. From above, they blend in with the water. They have a white belly. From below, they blend in with the sky. Some sharks have special ways to hide. Wobbegongs have colors like the sea floor. Their mouths have parts that look like seaweed. Fish swim in, but they can't get out. Wobbegong shark. Shark attack. One day, Bethany Hamilton went surfing. Suddenly, a tiger shark attacked. It tugged her as she held on to her surfboard. It took a big bite out of her surfboard. It also took Bethany's left arm. After the attack, Bethany wanted to keep surfing. She is not afraid to go in the water. She knows that shark attacks are rare. Bethany says, "One thing hasn't changed, and that's how I feel when I'm riding a wave." People attack? Shark attacks are scary and terrible. Sharks can be a danger to people, but people are a bigger danger to sharks. Millions of sharks die in nets set to catch other fish. Others are killed on purpose. Many types of sharks may become extinct. Sharks have been on Earth for millions of years. Sharks and people need to learn to share the sea. Gray reef shark. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. See you later, alligator. The Three Little Fish and the Big Bad Shark by Ken Geist and Julia Gorton. Once upon a time, there lived a mama fish and her 3 little fish, Jim, Tim, and Kim. "It is now time," said the mama, "for each of you to make a home in the deep blue sea." So off they went. The first little fish, named Jim, swam away and met a seahorse playing in some seaweed. "Can I have some of the seaweed so I can build a house?" "Take as much as you can carry," said the seahorse. Jim gathered the seaweed and made a weedy little house. Jim had just finished building his seaweed house when he heard the big bad shark knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in." The little fish trembled and replied, "Not by the skin on my finny fin fin." "Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. So the big bad shark munched and he crunched and he ate up every bit of the seaweed house. And Jim swam away just in time. Soon Jim found his brother. Tim said, "Don't worry, Jim, we fish stick together. You can help me build a sandy little house." Jim and Tim had just started to relax in the sandy little house when the big, bad shark came knocking at the door. Little fish, let me come in." To which the brave little fish replied, "Not by the skin of my finny fin fin." "Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. So the big bad shark munched and he crunched until he got a sandy mouthful, and the house crumbled. Jim and Tim swam and swam until they reached their sister, Kim. Kim was setting up her house in an old wooden ship. "The big bad shark destroyed our houses." "Don't worry, you can live with me," said Kim, and they did. The three little fish had just finished lunch when they heard the big bad shark knocking at their door. Little fish, let me come in." To which the smart fish replied, "Not by the skin on my finny fin fin." "Then I'll munch, and I'll crunch, and I'll smash your house in," roared the shark. The big bad shark munched and he crunched, but he could not smash the house in, and all his teeth fell out. The three little fish were safe at last. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe